I think time management, traditional time management is dead. What I see as the next evolution is what I call time investment. And that is about deciding what's important and what's not, saying no as much as possible, and then really focusing in on what matters. What are those high value activities? So that is, first of all, just cutting out a whole bunch of things and just saying, I'm not doing this and I'm not going to feel guilty that I'm not doing it because that's the fastest way to get something done. Then from there, I have what I call an I and no technique. And what that stands for is investment, neutral, and optimize. So there are certain perks of your life or time that I see as investment activities. So basically, they pay returns on that time. It's not about like ABC priority, like what needs to get done today versus tomorrow, that sort of thing. It's about looking at what's the ROI on that time invested. So professionally, an investment activity may be setting up a system that will mean you never need to do something again. Or it could be moving ahead a huge contract that is going to help you meet this quarter's quota or maybe half a year's quota. Those things where if you put in a few extra hours or even a few extra days, this exponential return on that investment. Neutral is where there's a 1-to-1 ratio. So maybe this could be like having a meeting with your staff or talking to your assistant or something like that. You need to put time into it. We don't want to just cut it, but spending a lot more time in that staff meeting is not going to probably lead to 500% return on that time. So you want to get them done, but you don't want to spend any more time than is necessary doing them. And then optimize activities are things that you want to accomplish as quickly as possible. So like I was saying with the text expanders, answering a repetitive email is not something where there's any value in that taking any more of my time than it needs to take. So if I have a little snippet of text that pops up, that's what I should use. Coordinating, scheduling things, that can be something that can be delegated to an assistant, or if you're doing it yourself, you can use tools like Calendly that make it easy for people to book a time with you or time trade. It lets me tell it what is appropriate, and then it gives people the freedom to set up the appointments they want within those parameters. Before being in this whole area of time management, time investment, I was in the world of magazine journalism. And so a lot of my work was project based, and I had a lot of different deadlines because I needed to get done. And it was actually quite helpful to have things like my project list and to do list and all of that. And I still do have like to do list places where I write down potential items. But what I'm finding more and more is that if something is truly important to me, it should just go right on my calendar, either as an event where I'm going to get the item to happen or as like a task or all events at the top of the day when it's time sensitive and needs to get done. Otherwise, it's probably not that important and either like shouldn't be on a to-do list at all or should be on some sort of like someday maybe list. So I've been evolving in that area more and more towards it's important, just schedule it now. And if it's not that important, maybe you shouldn't even write it down or hold yourself accountable to it. What I found worked best is to do something I call priorities-based decision making. And what that is a filter that helps you determine, it can help you determine from an overall life view or from a narrow view, like just within your professional life, what needs to be attended to and what doesn't. So as I'm making decisions about what's going to be on my schedule, I want to make sure that I have the top things there first. And then from there, I can decide on things that I'm going to do for my business or leisure, that sort of thing. And so it's about making sure that the higher level items are attended to first before I do the lower level items. And so I make sure that my top order items are put in first. And then if I don't have time for the things at the bottom, it's okay.